Jan Ali, PhD from University of New South Wales and now in the School of Humanities and Communication Arts. And Jan's presentation is titled Countering Violent Extremism in Australia. Can you please join me in welcoming Jan Ali?
Thank you. The events of 11 September 2001 and the subsequent bombings in the world and the fear it created was terrorism. And terrorism is an act of extreme violence that causes fear in people and also generates response by people as well as governments. And my research actually looks at community engagement strategy that is being used by various governments in the world, including Australian government, to counter violent extremism. It involves identifying radicalized Muslims and linking them to de-radicalization programs in different organizations under moderate Islamic scholars. The outcome is obvious: a safer society, a safer community. To this end, I have been involved in two research projects collaboratively and research, empirically based research with funding of $70,000 from Counterterrorism, the Special Tactics Command, New South Wales. The research projects basically have been used to develop policies, for example, new policies promoting social cohesion and building community resilience. Based on the two research projects that I have been involved for New South Wales Police, we have prepared two sets of reports. And the first report was entitled, it's a long one, a bit of a mouthful, Evaluating the Community Effects of New South Wales Police Counter-Radicalisation Community Engagement Model in Australia. A bit of a mouthful. And following this report, we also published a journal article in an international journal, and that was entitled, Can You Use Community Policing for Counter-Terrorism Evidence from New South Wales, Australia? That was published in 2015. And the second report was entitled Muslim Community Attitude Towards Policing in New South Wales, a preliminary report. And currently, I'm preparing two journal articles based on this, this research. The chief aim of the research was to develop trust between Muslim communities and New South Wales Police. My research work has attracted attention more broadly in the community, and thus to explain the program and the effects of Muslim de-radicalisation, I have been invited over the years by ABC Radio and Television Network to their programs. I have been, I've presented at Oxford University at the Oxford Roundtable, where I'm the permanent member. I have also delivered training to New South Wales Corrective Service, John Moroney Correctional Complex, provided training for their staff. I have been also invited by Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade for the roundtable discussion, and also I was invited in 2015 by the New South Wales Premier to join his advisory committee as an expert advisor on counterterrorism. My research actually basically is about bringing developing trust between Muslim communities and New South Wales government and New South Wales Police. And one of the outcomes of the research, there are many, is that I've been informed that 6 Muslim radicalized individuals were actually put to the program to de-radicalization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jan. A question from the audience first, as the panel's eyebrows look at me. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech. Just on the topic, you said Muslim community. So is that a single community? Is it a broad brush, too broad a brush? Is there things like Wahhabis or Sufis, Shias that possibly need different kind of treatment?
Yes, Muslim community as an umbrella organization or umbrella community with internal diversity. So when we say, or when I say community, I acknowledge internal diversity. So yeah, it's hugely complex and hugely diverse. But they're all Muslims.
Very good. That could have been a very long answer.
Such a complex topic, I'm not sure where to start. Forgive me for sounding oversimplistic, but could you tell us a little bit about the process that's involved, especially when you talk with, for example, you were talking about training staff in a correctional facility. What does that look like? What form does that take?
Well, the program in which I was involved was, I think, about 30 correctional officers, and we ran a half-a-day workshop. We discussed the complexities of Muslim communities, as the gentleman has raised, which communities ought to be targeted and which not, what ethnic backgrounds and things like that. And also we discussed Islam itself as a heterogeneous phenomenon rather than a homogeneous one. Some Muslims might actually say that this is permissible in Islam and that's not, and vice versa. And so we discussed the complexities associated with that it is not possible to give a straightforward answer regarding that. It's more complicated, and to give a straightforward, simple answer might actually lead to more destruction than to solving problems.
Please join me in thanking Dr. Jan Ali.